Hey guys, I'm Terrell. Welcome to this MovePat workout, otherwise known as our movement pattern active mobility workout. This workout, we're going to focus on the big three joints: shoulders, hips, and the spine. We're going to look at modifications, progressions at several movements, and we're going to look to throw in some combinations toward the end of the workout. As always, before we get started, just make sure that your space is clear. We're not going to need any equipment for this workout, so when you're ready, let's get to it. Workout here by coming into some knee drops, and we're going to look again at modifications and progressions. Sometimes I'm going to demo some of the movements first and then we're going to do it together, and then sometimes I'm going to get you guys to jump right in as I'm doing it. So to start here, I want you to bring your hands to the floor, even just fingertips touching from a malasana position. Now, the modification for malasana, which is our yogi squat, we can also start from this position here. So just even starting into, say, our yogi squat with the knees kind of coming off to each side. So here I want you to drop your knee off to the side and then slowly pull it back up. Now if you can't drop it all the way down, that's fine. What we're really looking to do is find an extension into the ankle. So obviously we're going to be working with the ankle as well. But ultimately you want to find that nice stretch along the quad as you drop the knee down. So kind of pushing your shoulder away from the knee as you drop to one side and then the other side. Just moving side to side like so. Now if you can, you want to be able to start into a malasana, or your standard squatting position. So either we're going to continue this just to each side, really taking our time. If you can, I want you to draw yourself into malasana, and you're going to take the hands to the back of your head. And at any time you can drop the fingertips back down to the floor to modify. Otherwise, see if you can drop and drop. So we drop the knee and we pull it back up, but we're essentially starting from that malasana position. So see if you can continue at the same pace here. And the only progression that I would really try and add here is to really try and pull the elbow away so that you can find some lateral flexion along the spine. So finding a really nice stretch from the knee all the way up the quad and the hip, and then continuing that stretch all the way up and even drawing that elbow even further back, and continue from side to side. Beautiful. So you can go 3 more to each side. We're not going to focus so much on reps. We do it with quality and control. But at the same time, we want to find that fluidity. So I'm going to give you guys some reps to do, but if you guys manage to do half of what I do, that's still great. Let's go 1 more. Beautiful. And coming back to malasana. So our next drill here, we're going to start from a horse stance. So your horse stance is like so, toes pointed off to the side, and you're trying to keep the hips level with the knees. So ideally you want to find something like this, but if you need to, if it's too much pressure as we're doing the movements, you can always just lift your hips back up, or if you really need to, you can almost do this from your malasana position or a little bit wide angle malasana and continue this movement. So I'm just going to demo it first. This is going to be both hip mobility, some ankle mobility, and spinal mobility. You're going to have your hands out in front of your chest. Again, try and keep hips level with the knees. And you're going to find internal rotation, and we'll start with the right hip, right knee. You're going to find yourself into a simple lunging position, and you're going to continue to twist. And this is the really juicy part, the meaty part of the movement, is kind of drawing that knee back and the hip into that horse stance once again. So it's possible that you may try and you may have to lower your hips and then reposition yourself, but if you can, you want to start and end into this horse stance. So we'll see if we can go to the other side, drop, continue, and then right back into your horse stance. And we'll continue to each side. We're gonna aim for about 5 to each side. Again, really try and aim to come back into your horse stance, hips level with the knees, and continue the twist. Beautiful. Let's go 2 more to each side. Legs might be burning now. That's what we want. Beautiful. Last one. Good. And we can take a moment here into Malasana. Good. Now our next movement pattern is going to be our Cossack sweep to heel touch. So what I want you to do is, again, modify as you need to. We're gonna start in a Cossack position. I'm gonna demo the movement first, and then I'm gonna show you different modifications that you can use if you're still struggling with the Cossack. Remember, I have a whole Cossack tutorial. Make sure you go ahead and do that if you're still struggling with the Cossack. So here, you can start yourself into a straddle position as we get into our first Cossack. So from here, I want you to dig your left heel as you come into your Cossack position, toes pointed up, and we're making sure we keep that dorsiflexion in our Cossack here. And I want you to drop the glutes to the floor. You're gonna lift, and you're gonna really try and keep the knee nice and close to your chest before fully extending the leg. Bring the knee back and keep the heel, the knee nice and close to the chest. And then you're gonna come all the way back up. If you need to, you can come all the way back to straddle. If you can, you're looking for that sweep in Cossack. So sweeping essentially means moving from one side of your Cossack to the other while trying to keep the hips nice and low, all the way over to the other side. Release, you're gonna pick up the foot, touch, and continue. Now, if you're struggling with this, what you can do, again, is kind of use the hands to lift yourself up all the way to straddle, crawl yourself over to the other side. You can lift this heel to kind of maneuver your way down. And try and keep the hands down if you need them. Okay, so this is the modification here, using the hands to lift yourself up and to drop yourself down. If you can, you're gonna take those hands away. You're gonna continue the sweep, touch the heel, and touch the heel. We'll see if we can go 3 more to each side. Beautiful. Good. We'll go 1 more at each side. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, a progression that we can add to this specific movement is a continuous rotation of the Cossack sweep and heel touch. So rather than bringing your heel back and coming up into another Cossack, what you would do is aim to just release the foot into a staff position, like so, and then you pick up the other leg. So I brought my right leg close to my left. Now I pull the left heel, and now I create a continuous circle. Again, you can use the hands here if you need to. So either way, you're just gonna continue in that same circular motion, and then you would stop halfway through and go the opposite direction. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the other side. Beautiful. So you can go for a few more here. Beautiful, maybe going opposite direction for a few more. Again, always want to use your entire body into the movement. Beautiful. Good. Okay. So continue to play around with that. This is a really fun one that I thought I would add in. Obviously a progression from the last two movements. So take your time with it. If you need to use your hands, by all means, go ahead. So now we're gonna get into some side plank variations from Malasana, which are really fun, really unique to play with. And similar to all of our movements so far, I'm gonna show you a modification and a progression. So starting from Malasana. What I want you to do here, and even though you might be able to do the last move, let's warm up for this movement with the modification. If the next move is too much, just continue to work on this one and do it with as much control as possible. So from here, I want you to take your left hand to your shoulder, to your right shoulder. You're gonna take your right hand, and as you go to reach back, I want you to kind of fall back and allow the hand to drop naturally. If you just try and place the hand nice and close to your glute, you're gonna struggle and you're gonna have a hard time bringing your leg around. So instead, I want you to kind of fall back, but catch yourself with your hand. You're gonna take your right foot out, you're gonna tuck it underneath, and then draw the outside of the foot to the floor. And right now, I'm somewhat into a modified side plank. All I'm gonna do is come back into that position. I can swing my arms to the other side, same thing. Hand to the shoulder, side plank, and back. We'll see if we can go 3 to each side. Beautiful, 2 more. One last one. Beautiful. Okay, so if you have a hard time with this next one, just continue to do this movement. Ultimately, it's not that different from one another. I'll go ahead and show you, or I'll demo it first, and then we'll try and aim for about 5 altogether. So when you're ready, same thing. I want you to bring the hand to the shoulder still. You're gonna take the hand out behind you, draw the foot, and then this time, instead of just hanging around in your modified side plank, I want you to find that full side plank position. You can keep your hand to your shoulder throughout this movement. Bring yourself back and continue. Side plank, look for stability into that shoulder. So half of mobility is finding more stability in other areas of the body. So stability in the wrists, shoulder, elbow. Beautiful. Good. And we'll see if we can continue with another 3 here to each side. Here's another little progression that's also fun. And instead of just placing your hand to your shoulder, I want you to reach for opposite foot. So your hand is gonna come out behind you, fall back, remember to fall back. You're gonna grip the toe, bring the foot out, and then you can even just start to lift the foot off the floor. If you can't extend, maybe even just try and grip your big toe, lift it off the floor, place it back, and back to Malasana, keeping your balance. So you can do the same thing to the other side. If you can, try and extend that leg. If not, just keep the knee bent, grip the toe. So if you really need to, you can also come into that modification and then try from here to lift, maybe extend, and then slowly back. Good. We'll see if we can do 2 more to each side. Whichever modification, whichever movement you feel most comfortable with. Again, look for control, but simultaneously looking for fluidity. Just holding it for a moment, drop. Be cautious when you drop. Make sure that your Finding as much control on the way down as you are on the way up. One more to each side. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed it that much, please hit subscribe. It means a lot. And if you're someone who's looking to take their practice to that next level, whether you're a beginner looking to simply improve their practice, or even an advanced practitioner looking to fine-tune their practice, head over to B Movement Academy, my own online school of yoga and movement, where you can find all of my premium content and exclusive programs that will meet you every step of the way to meet any of those movement or mindfulness goals. Most light and love. Namaste.